Have you always wanted to be able to sight read music, but think that it's just too impossible to learn? Have you taken lessons before and found reading music to be too confusing and too boring? Are you having trouble remembering all the odd sayings used to find each note? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you'll be happy to know that the old way may not necessarily be the best way to learn. I'm here to show you a better and faster way to sight read music. It's called the 9-note target method, and you can learn it instantly with the ebook Simple Sight Reading, all for less than the cost of an average private lesson, and backed by a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. I'm Brian Lucas, and over 15 years ago, I created the 9-note target method, a drastically different way to teach sight reading, and I've been teaching this way ever since, with proven results I've seen time and time again with students of every age. The method says that learning 9 target notes will give you the ability to recognize and play notes covering the entire musical staff and beyond, with no memorization and no crazy sayings. Now, most traditional methods begin with what we call the treble clef. They tell you to memorize sayings like "every good boy does fine" and "face" to locate each note. The problem with that is it takes a long time to recognize each note, and that's just for the treble clef. There's another clef too called the bass clef with its own little sayings to remember. That's way too much to handle and is the reason most students quit before they even get this far. That's also the reason why most people will tell you that it takes years to be able to sight read music. But that's just not true. I compare the methods to learning your way around a new town. I doubt that many people would recommend fancy sayings to memorize every street in your neighborhood, but let's give it a try. Giving directions to Fern Street. Well, every good boy does fine. Okay, Elm, Grant, Broad, Douglas, Fern. So it's the 5th Street. It's not exactly the best way to learn. The target method places target notes across the entire staff, including both the treble and the bass clef. In this street example, it's like placing a bank on Main Street. So now Fern Street is the street right after the bank, which is more like how we would actually give directions. Another reason the old way doesn't work is for a note like this. Once you're done with your sayings to get to the top line, you then have to count up to figure out what this note is. But there's no time for that when you're sight reading. Now, after just one lesson, I expect my students to recognize this note and others like it using a simple 3-step process. The entire process should take less than a few seconds, and ideally less than 1. It's not good enough to know how to find your notes, you have to find them fast. That's the goal of the 9-note target method. This method is now included in the ebook Simple Sight Reading and is available for less than half of the cost of a private lesson. I also stand by this ebook with a 60-day 100% money-back guarantee. There is no risk for you to try this method and see for yourself how well I'm able to unlock your sight reading abilities. This ebook is safely and securely delivered through ClickBank using the link below. Order right now and you will have instant access to the method I've been successfully teaching for almost 2 decades. I'll teach you how to sight read music in the next 60 days, guaranteed, or your money back. So let's start sight reading.